Bayern Munich 1, Arsenal Football Club 0, meaning Bayern Munich win 3-2 on aggregate in the quarterfinal of the Champions League and dump Arsenal out of this competition at the last 8 stage. I mean, I don't know what to think. To be honest, it's a bittersweet feeling. I'm obviously happy with the performance of the boys. My overriding feeling is I am proud of the performance of the boys. But at the same time, obviously, it is disappointing for your team to be knocked out the quarterfinals of the Champions League and knocked out by 1 goal. There's things to be proud of course. There's obviously things that we look at and go, it's the margins in this competition, right? It's like the same in any other sport. When you get to the elite stages, it's the fine details that actually determine the outcome of the match. So I think for the most part, Arsenal played a really good game today. And I thought overall we had some really good moments. But a little lapse of concentration, especially from Gabriel Martinelli, when the ball gets whipped in. And that's all she wrote. Joshua Kimmich on scene to head it into the back of the net. Just sleeping at the back, really. And that was the one real time we fell asleep properly at the back and they punished us. And on the flip side, the Bayern Munich team that's been leaking goals all season, really, turned into an absolutely resolute defensive performance when it mattered most for them. I mean, you're talking about De Ligt and Dyer. Dyer in particular, diabolical, we used to call him at Tottenham Hotspur, right? He put in a performance of the ages. Conrad Laimer equally. And Bayern Munich were really solid defensively. That's the one downside on my side. I'm sitting there thinking we didn't put them under enough pressure. I know the game plan was to go there and to be defensively strong and to try and control the match. And I think for the most part, we did that. I think I'm proud of the way we approached the game. But I do wish we put them under a little bit more pressure, especially, to be honest, in the final third. We had chances. I know the Gabriel Martinelli chance in the first half. You had Odegaard at the end as well. Jesus towards the end when it was offside, potentially. And Ben White at the death. But we didn't create enough clear-cut chances for me to really think, yeah, we deserve to come out this game and fully get the win. But it's one of those things. Look, we have to pay our dues, guys. It's our first year in the Champions League. Man City won it for the first time last year. They're currently in extra time against Real Madrid, as I'm watching the game by the side of me. They won it. Man City won the Champions League for the first time after that team was in the competition for, 7-8 seasons in a row? You have to pay your dues. I think what this was a case of was an Arsenal team that was very good, a Bayern Munich team that was very good, and the only thing that gave Bayern Munich the edge over Arsenal was their experience. Their experience in the competition. They've got players that have won the Champions League. 8 players in their squad were in that team that did the treble in 2020, including the Champions League final in, I think it was Porto or something like that, or I can't remember where it was, but they won the Champions League in that COVID season. So they know what they're doing in key moments. I know this is a Bayern Munich team that's been struggling in the Bundesliga, and they've been struggling for an absolute fact. I agree with you. But this is still a very dangerous side, and they proved it again today. Very solid performance from them. So I give Bayern Munich the utmost congratulations. I thought they played very well over the course of 2 legs. And genuinely, their game plan was perfection. They understood this is not an Arsenal team that they're going to steamroll. 10-2 on aggregate, 5-1 on wins, like they've been doing in previous seasons. They understood this is a good Arsenal team. And they played a very strong match over the 2 legs. They had a game plan. The first leg, go in there, get a result. Second leg, basically get a win. And they did that, grinded out a result over the course of 2 legs. One on aggregate 3-2. And fair play to them. You have to congratulate them going forward in the competition. And for us Arsenal fans, I mean, look, in the space of, 4 days? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, in the space of 4 days, many think our season's basically over. I think it's too early to say that. I think, of course, we've still got a game on Saturday against Wolves. Then we've got the Premier League to fight for. Let's not think that's over anytime soon. But I do hear what some fans are saying. It's a bit like a balloon that's been popped, or a bubble that's been popped, really. It all just seems a little bit deflated around the Arsenal camp, which I guess can make sense. Look, we're out the Champions League, a competition we really wanted to go far in and potentially win. It hurts the further you get and the more you get knocked out, it hurts more. Like the fact we made it through Porto, that penalty shootout seems all for nothing now. All that elation when we got through in the penalty shootout to go through to the next round. We draw Bayern Munich, understand it's a tough game, but look at a Bayern Munich team that's not going to win the Bundesliga this season and is potentially not at their top form. And we go into the game in the first leg, start really well. They make clinical errors at the back. And that's the problem with the Champions League, right? If you make severe blunders in the first game, it's going to come back to haunt you. That's just how it is, man. That's knockout football for you. And Champions League in particular, the finer details matter. And over the course of 2 legs, look at the mistakes Bayern Munich made. Look at the mistakes Arsenal made. In this leg, Gabriel Martinelli not tracking Joshua Kimmich's run. He's a right back. Martinelli's a left winger. It's like plays. You got to track the run. Didn't track it. That's what happened. The first leg, you're looking at Raya charging out of his goal for no reason. Gabriel's silly back pass. Declan Rice not obviously watching his back to see Goretzka ghosting behind him. Looking at Saliba making an absolutely terrible challenge to bring them down for a penalty. Just little errors in the game, little bits of inexperience cost us. Can I be too harsh on the team? No, because this is the first time in our Champions League. I know a lot of rival fans obviously will laugh at Arsenal, and fine, look, so be it, man. I'd probably be doing the same thing if they got knocked out. But to be completely honest, I think it's just a case of Bayern Munich had more experience than us. We played a good game overall. I'm not gonna bash the team at all. I thought we actually played a decent game. I wanted us to do more from an attacking standpoint. I thought our control of the match was good. I think we came to a hostile atmosphere and generally played very well. But I don't think we did enough in an attacking sense to really put Bayern under enough pressure in my eyes. And look, in the end, it's one of those things. We get knocked out at the quarterfinal stage. It is what it is. We're obviously going to be in the competition next season, which is a plus point. But let's see what happens going forward. Let's get into some of your comments. Tommy, appreciate your stream, my friend. Bayern Munich's Champions League heritage. Exactly. Look, they've got a 6 here for a reason. Or here, sorry. We've got 0. A fat donut right here. They've got 6 for a reason. They've been there. They've done it before. 8 of those squad members have won the Champions League prior. They were in that final in 2020. Arsenal, and we've got Havertz in the final, right? We've got, who else? Jesus made it to the final with City. That's it, really. The rest of the Arsenal team's very inexperienced. Very, very inexperienced. And look, it happens, guys. Man City, like I said, they're the best team in the world, right? They won the Champions League for the first time last year. And they've been in the competition for 7, 8 seasons in a row. And they've got knocked out of these stages in the quarterfinals to teams like Real Madrid, to teams like Porto, etc. Tottenham, they got knocked out in the Champions League. Who remembers that one? Llorente scoring the winning goal. A Tottenham team they should have easily got past. So this is Champions League football. You have to pay your dues. You have to pay your dues in the form of going through the stumbling blocks to come out the other end. We weren't gonna blitz the tournament and win it first time. That would have been an incredible achievement. But I appreciate the situation we're in. I appreciate it's a growing process. And I hate saying the word process because it makes it sound like we're not in a win now mentality, which we are. We should be trying to win every single game, and we should be striving to win the Champions League, Premier League. And I will get annoyed when we lose certain games, like on the weekend against Aston Villa. The way we threw that game away was disgraceful. But I don't think the way we lost the game today is disgraceful by any stretch of the imagination. I'm proud of the way the team played. It was a blunder from Martinelli. It was one mistake defensively, and it cost us. And that's the margins in the Champions League. But I'm not going to let that define my opinion of the team this season. I think we played well overall. And it's just one of those things that happen, man. So, look, dust it off. You still got Premier League to fight for. We have to win on the weekend. I know, obviously, we lost against Villa. We lost here today. 2 losses on the spin. Back-to-back losses in 2024. It's all looking a bit doom and gloom, but winners have to stand up from getting knocked down, man. It's a knockdown, not a knockout. That's the way I see it. So stand up. You're still in the fight. And let's try and go, obviously, on the weekend against Wolves. Man City, obviously, are playing extra time now against Real Madrid. Let's see what happens to them. If they get knocked out, that gives them even more incentive to fight for the Premier League as well. So, look, guys, it's one of those things. I'm not going to be too harsh on the team. Over the course of 2 legs, we put in a really good account for ourselves. And the progress we made from the days we're getting slapped up, 10-2 and stuff. Really good performance, everyone. Bayern Munich knew they were in for a scrap this leg. They knew they were in for a scrap, and look, over the course of 2 legs, their experience shone through, and you have to credit them for it. C1, I appreciate it on stream, my friend. Do you think if Arsenal played the Allianz first, it would have changed anything? Potentially. But at the same time, look, it's one of those things. I'm not gonna sit here and go that, oh, if we played the second leg at the Emirates, it would have been all different. It's one of those things, man. It's one of those. It's the way the draw happens. If you're good enough over the course of 2 legs, you'll still win it. Doesn't matter if you play home or play away, in my eyes. Look at PSG. They were home first leg. They go to the new camp, or not the new camp, but the other Barcelona stadium, the Olympic Stadium, whatever it is, and they get the job done, winning 4-1. Didn't matter they played away second leg, does it? Because they went with a mission, they got the job done, and they lost their home leg. It does go back to the first leg, obviously, saying, oh, we should have won that first leg, and then it would have given us even more opportunity to win this overall. And I hear you, but it's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. Arsenal fans, do you want Man City to win? Me, no. I'd rather Real Madrid win, to be honest. I don't like Man City. I hate them. I hate their fans. I hate the club. I hate everything about Man City, to be completely honest. I hope those 115 charges get dumped on their head and they get dropped down. They get banished from the Football League, man. Genuinely, I hope so. I don't care about their fans, man. Like I want Man City to be banished from the Football League ASAP. I feel like laughing is more the fact that Arsenal fans had so much chest and were saying we will still win the whole thing. So for rival fans, it's calling out the standards Arsenal fans themselves set. Look, that's fair. But if rival fans make fun of Arsenal, that's fair game. I will never, ever, ever say rival fans can't make fun of Arsenal. I don't get it. Like you can make fun of whoever. Like you support other teams. That's football for you. That's football banter at the end of the day. I can't talk for Arsenal fans. I know my fan base. I know our Arsenal fan base is very chest out, like we're the best in the world type of vibe. And that's why it's a very easy target to pick on, especially when it doesn't really go our way. Because there's a lot of very vocal and boisterous Arsenal fans that talk like our team is on course to win the quadruple every season. Like we've got a bunch of ties in our fan base. But I can only talk from my experience. I know going into Champions League is a difficult competition. When it first started, the Champions League first started, I said to my friends, I said, look, if Arsenal get I'm not going to talk about Arsenal potentially reaching the final, semi-final, quarter-final, round of 16, etc. I don't talk in terms of where you reach. I talk in terms of who you get knocked out to and the performance you get knocked out to. And I said to my friends at the start of the season, if Arsenal get knocked out in the Champions League to Real Madrid, Man City, or Bayern Munich, and we played really well over the two legs, and it was a very slim margin, I'll just hold my hands up and say we got beat by a better team. And it is what it is. I won't take it, but it is what it is. You have to take it at the end of the day, take it on the chin. I won't be too critical of the boys. Whereas if we get knocked out to a team like Porto or like last season, a team like Sporting Lisbon, then I'll be very vocal saying we blundered it really. And that's exactly what happened. We've come to we beat Porto in the first knockout round, in the round of 16, and now we lost to Bayern Munich over the course of two legs, 3-2 on aggregate. If I go across my logic from the minute one of the Champions League, I can't be too critical. I know many will say that, it's Bayern Munich, they're not that good, they just lost the Bundesliga. I don't want to hear all that, man. They're a very good football team. And if anything, the fact they're out the Bundesliga gave them even more of an incentive to win today in my eyes. So I do think, hang on a minute, they're through. Rodrigo, square it. Oh, Vinicius, square it. Oh, good defending. Is that Kyle Walker? I think Real Madrid should have scored there, to be completely honest, man. Should have scored there. But look, it's one of those things, man. I'm not going to be too critical of the boys. I think it was a good performance overall over the course of two legs. The first performance weren't great, and it goes to bite us in the butt going into this second leg. But I do think overall we gave a good account of ourselves. And it's one of those things. It's football, man. In football and in life and in business, I've come to the realization that you should only care about the inputs, not the outputs. And I think that's something I've started to mature and realize as I've started to grow older. Younger me would have been like, oh my gosh, we got knocked out. Oh, it was a terrible performance. A lot of fan bases judge the performance based on the result. And look, be completely honest, a lot of people do it. A lot of people do that. They look at the result, and if the result is good or bad, that's how they view the performance. They don't actually look at how the team played. Me, I've got to a point in my life now where everything, I judge it on the inputs. I judge it on what we control. I judge it on the fact that are we putting into performance are we putting in a good performance and let the result take care of itself. I think over the course of two legs, we made some severe errors in the first leg. I agree. But for the second leg, I thought we put in a decent performance here today. And the result didn't go our way, fine. But I'm not going to bash the teams. I don't think we threw it away. It wasn't like Aston Villa on the weekend where we completely threw that game away in the second half. I thought over the course of two legs, we put in a really good account for ourselves against a really solid European outfit, and we didn't quite have enough to go over the line. And that's life. That's football, man. That's football, and it won't ruin my day. I'll continue my day as it is. I'll continue tomorrow as it is. I've still got a smile on my face. Life is good, man. So, it's all good, man. It's all good. Obviously, I would have wanted us to go further in the Champions League, as everyone would have. But that's football. That's football. What can we do? What can we do, man? But like, every fan wants to win it. It didn't go our way. It didn't go our way, man. That's life. That's football. Come on, Dennis. They had 30k in League One. Good, solid fan base. Who, Man City? Yeah. But like, I don't care, man. They're Oil Club FC. I know Man City have got some like proper diehard fans. I agree. 100% I agree. But you know what it is? I know a lot of people don't like Arsenal fans. I really don't like Man City fans, man. Especially because every single Man City fan I know, bar like 2 or 3, for some reason are not even from Manchester. Like, they come from other countries. I'm talking America, Dubai. Like, if you come from UAE, fairs, because obviously they're a club run from UAE, right? They've got the Emirati backing. But I see fans come from America, Canada, all these places. Like, bro, why Man City? They're not even a heritage club. Like, if you come from abroad, I would expect you to support a team like Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, borderline maybe a Chelsea, Tottenham, something like that. Like, not teams like Man City. Like, come on, bro. That's bait glory hunting. If you want to do it, fine. I'm not here to cast judgment on any particular fan, but that's football at the end of the day. But I can't say I wouldn't enjoy Man City getting 115 charges and banned from the Premier League. I would very much enjoy it, to be completely honest. Also, to be completely honest, guys, if Man City weren't in the Premier League, it'd be a much more enjoyable league in my eyes. Like, imagine if Arsenal and Liverpool were fighting for the title right now. It'd be so fun because Arsenal and Liverpool lost on the weekend, and suddenly, oh my God, they're through again. Oh, man. Arsenal and Liverpool lost on the weekend, and suddenly everyone's going, City are now going to win the title, it's over. If Arsenal and Liverpool were fighting for the title and City weren't in it, and we both lost on the weekend, it'd be anyone's game because we're both capable of dropping points. Where City are like the Terminator. And obviously, I shouldn't like begrudge them for that because that's them playing really good football. But at the same time, and I just kind of wish that if Man City weren't in the Premier League, we'd have such more of a more open and fun title race in my eyes. Dawood and Rory talks football, the most embarrassing ones. To be honest, I don't really keep up with football YouTube, to be completely honest, nowadays. I don't really spend much time watching football YouTube or anything like that. I stay in my own lane, to be completely honest. So I'm not going to talk too much about them. whether they have embarrassing football judgment or not. Don't really want to cast judgment or put a comment out there because I don't really know them too well, to be honest. Same for any club that gets successful. That's true, to be fair. That's true. I don't even know any City fans in real life. I mean, to be fair, the only ones I do know are from like YouTube, where I've hopped on like talk shows and stuff, and there's been Man City fans there. I don't know where they pulled them from. I don't know where they pull these City fans from. To be completely honest, the only City fan I've seen like from actually before like 2-3 years ago was that Donny Big Steve. But yeah, football fans as well are funny, man, because a lot of these fans like that are like big for their club, like a Robbie, for example, a Steve for Man City, Goldbridge for United. They talk like they actually play for the club. A lot of them. It's so funny, man. Like I feel like football sometimes it's got that cult culture about it where people like get so attached. It's like it makes or breaks their weekend for the most part. And I don't know, maybe as I got older, it just doesn't. I don't feel that way. Like even now, I've come off the back of my team getting knocked out the quarterfinal, and I'm still smiling. I'm still happy. When I know me from like 2-3 years ago would be distraught right now. I would not even want to turn the camera on. But I'm happy for some reason. I don't know why. Like maybe because I'm proud of the team. Maybe because I've realized the journey we've come on. And to be honest, guys, if you asked me 2020 when I was watching COVID Arsenal with Arteta and Unai Emery for the most part, if I thought Arsenal would make the Champions League quarterfinal in 2-3 years' time, I would have been laughing at you. So look, we've come to get to a Bayern Munich team that was absolutely blowing us apart 10-2 not too long ago, and we're putting a good account for ourselves. So look, it's one of those things. I know a lot of Arsenal fans will go, "Oh, where's your standards? You should try and win it every year." Of course, we're trying to win it. Like I don't get this. People go, "Oh, if you're not happy unless you win it, it's bad standards." It's not about that. Everyone obviously has the standards to win the title, win the Champions League. I agree. Start of the season, I wanted to aim to win the Champions League and win the Premier League. But this is football. This is life. Are Arsenal the best team in the Champions League? No. Are we the best team in the Premier League? No. So are we favourites to win both the competitions? No. We should absolutely try. But if we don't, it's football. It happens. That's part of it. It's the way you lose. It's the way you get knocked out. And I don't think the way we got knocked out today was embarrassing by any stretch of imagination. I thought it was a good performance over the course of the 2 legs. Man City Real Madrid is still 1-1, by the way. And that potentially could go to penalties, which will be a very good opportunity. A very good game overall. When Cardiff get well, I remember I was there. See, that's the thing. Only true Man City fans really. Oh my God, how's he missed? Is that Rudiger? Rudiger should have bagged, man. How'd he miss? Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. Only true Man City fans know whether they were actually fans before the money came, before the oil came and all their trophies came. Only real fans know that. And you obviously have to trust them when they say it. When do they support the team? When they not support the team? To be honest, I don't really care. But that's just how I see it. Rudiger should have scored, by the way. On the stroke of half-time, it's half-time and extra time. Rudiger, wrong player in the right place. City on the brink getting knocked out of the Champions League potentially as well. So who knows what happens there. There's a lot of United and Liverpool fans living in London. Yeah, so many. I mean, I went up to Liverpool last week. The Europa League game was going on. Atalanta against Liverpool, right? And I saw no Arsenal fans there. And it makes me laugh because I live in London, North London, right? And I see Arsenal fans, Tottenham fans, obviously from North London. I see United fans, I see Liverpool fans, I see Chelsea fans. I see it all, really. When I go out to places like Manchester, Liverpool, you don't really see London clubs there. And I guess that shows that the size of teams like Liverpool and Manchester United, that they're so big, you see their fans everywhere because they're such historic clubs. But when you go out to places like Liverpool, I didn't really see any Arsenal fans. I genuinely didn't. And I thought Arsenal's a big club. Arsenal obviously is a big club. In my opinion, it's the 3rd biggest club in England, behind Liverpool, Manchester United. But just goes to show, man, like Liverpool United are big. They're everywhere. If City go out, it will humble the Premier League. Other leagues is good, not all about the Premier League. I agree with you. I agree with you in that sense. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I watch other leagues. I only watch the Premier League and Champions League. I don't really have the energy or time in my day to watch the Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, all these leagues, right? But one thing I do is I show respect to other leagues. I'm not one of those fans who go, "Oh, the Bundesliga, oh, La Liga fell off, etc." Yes, the actual league itself might not be as entertaining as the Premier League, but the quality of opposition is still there. And I feel like a lot of the Premier League teams and fan bases seem to have this superiority complex where we think we're better than we are. Guys, Atalanta, who mistake me if I'm wrong, right? Forgive me if I'm wrong. I think they're 5th or 6th or 7th in the Serie A. They're not exactly a Juventus or AC Milan or Inter Milan. They went to Anfield and duppied them 3-0. And not just won 3-0, tore them apart 3-0. Like the football they were playing through the midfield was absolutely delightful. They tore them to shreds. And that's a team that was, 5th or 6th in Serie A? Bayern Munich went to the Emirates last week. And that was one of the most clinical first half away performances I've ever seen. They had 2 chances and two goals. Just bang, bang, bang. 3 passes, they were in our box and scored. It was crazy. I don't see Premier League teams do that to us. So I think a lot of respect needs to be shown to teams from abroad. I feel like, look, the Premier League is the best league in the world. No one can debate that. No one can debate that one bit. But it doesn't mean it's got the best teams in the world. You can be the best league in the world, doesn't mean you have the best teams in the world. That is a very important thing. And also because European teams have pedigree. Guys, you might say I'm clutching at straws, but I do think there's a correlation between the fact that England notoriously underperforming competitions in like World Cups, Euros, and our teams notoriously underperform in Europe as well, like our domestic teams. I know Man City won it last season. I know West Ham won it last season. But for the most part, English teams do underperform in Europe. I am going to say that for the best league in the world, for Man City, the best team in the world, Liverpool, best team, Arsenal being one of the best teams in the world this season, we're underperforming in Europe for the most part. And I think European teams had a little knack about them, a little bit of like that men's wedge. That's why when I was as an Arsenal fan, I didn't want to play a team like Atletico Madrid, for example, because I had a feeling that Diego Simeone would get the better of us. I didn't want to play a team like Bayern Munich. I wanted to personally play Barcelona, or I wanted to play Dortmund. Those are the 2 teams I wanted to play, or a PSG. Those were the 3 teams I wanted to play. Barcelona, Dortmund, or PSG. We got Bayern. A lot of Arsenal fans were celebrating. Oh, yeah, Bayern, we get revenge after 10-2. I mean, guys, like, come on, man. I appreciate you got that sentiment given what happened. Oh, City. No, never mind. I appreciate that sentiment given what's happened in previous seasons and given you believe Arsenal have gone from like down here, basically, to up here, whereas Bayern Munich have gone from up here to down here. I appreciate all that. But it's still going to be a tough game. Bayern Munich are no scrubs. Like, you look at the team sheet, good players. And certain teams know how to do it in Europe. And Bayern Munich are one of those teams. They know how to get the job done in Europe. They've been there enough times. It's just that little mental edge that we need to. It takes time. It takes time to build experience. It's just like if you go to, I don't know, like a Warren Buffett or a 21-year-old fresh out of uni Wall Street trader. You're going to trust Warren Buffett. He's got the experience. He's been around the world more often. Like he's done more trades. Just like he's done more like financial trades, etc., more investments. You look at Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. Arsenal might be the better team in terms of quality, but look at Bayern Munich. They've been around the block. They've done it before. They know what to do in these European moments. Saliba, first Champions League quarterfinal. Saka, first Champions League quarterfinal. Same with Martinelli. Same with Rice. Like only Jorginho, Havertz, potentially. I don't know where Odegaard got with him, Real Madrid, to be honest. He might be there as well. Oh, City could score. City, no, never mind. City are knocking on the door as well, to be honest. I feel it's because of a lot of people grew up in Liverpool, Manchester, supported those clubs, and moved to London to have kids. Then their kids grew up in London, support their dad team. Potentially, but also I know a lot of friends from uni and stuff that come from London and just support Liverpool, Man United, because I guess it's like the teams that were doing well, or they like those players growing up. One of those things. Also, because there's a big Asian population in London, and a lot of Asians support Liverpool and Manchester United, from what I see. It's only because all the Premier League teams are more money evenly spread out. Other leagues have a monopoly on the league big time. I agree. That's actually a very good point. And that's actually a detriment to the league itself. Like Real Madrid and Barcelona basically have a hog tie on the league. Bayern Munich, another one, guys. Neuer got injured, and these men just went and just bought Sommer from was it from Mönchengladbach or was it from, I think it was Mönchengladbach. Basically just took the second best goalkeeper in the Bundesliga and just swiped him. Like, how's that fair? Like, imagine Edison getting injured and Man City going, okay, we'll take Alisson from Liverpool. It doesn't really happen. Like, they do have such a monopoly on their league, and it doesn't make it fun, doesn't make it entertaining. If they spent more time to actually evenly distribute the quality amongst the league, it'd be much better overall in my eyes. But I'm not here to cast judgment. And that's why they wanted the Super League so badly, to be completely honest. Because they know, Real Madrid know, Barcelona know, they know that the Premier League is like levels above in terms of quality of like the actual league itself, in terms of revenue going to the league. The players are flooding to the Premier League as well. Best managers are flooding to the Premier League. They know, and the gap's only getting wider because it's such a well-balanced, I say well-balanced, Man City are running away with it. But for the most part, it's a well-balanced league. I think they're looking to catch up to it one way or another. And they want you to still have this backwards mindset of it's Real Madrid and Barcelona and you're all below us. It's Bayern Munich and you're all below us. That's why it was really good that Bayer Leverkusen won the league this season, because it gives them it basically shows that other teams can win it. It's not always going to be just basically Bayern Munich every single time, every single year. So it was good to see other teams win the competition. I like to see that, man. But not like I watch the Bundesliga, but it's just nice overall to see things like that happen. But yeah, one of my friends from uni support Liverpool for this exact reason. His dad is from Wrexham, which is near Liverpool. Wrexham's in Wales, man, I'm pretty sure. which is near Liverpool, so grew up supporting Liverpool, and this person followed. Makes sense, man. I mean, most people support what their family and their dad in particular supports, right? Same with me. So that kind of makes sense in that respect. But guys, I want to appreciate everyone that tuned into the stream today. I'll be back hopefully on the weekend for Wolves versus Arsenal in the Premier League. Looking for an Arsenal bounce back after getting dumped out of the Champions League here today. I appreciate everyone that tuned in as always. If you're on your own, make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 6,000 subscribers and drop a like as well. I've been working for. Catch you guys all in my next one. Take care.